Ask yourself the real reason why you have social media, my gentlemanly German giraffe. Are you really there to connect with friends, or is it just a pastime for you when you're bored? When you say connection, is it true connection, or is it a parasocial one where you think you and the other person are connected, but in reality there is nothing? Are you really trying to talk to a friend, or are you the one trying to fit into the societal standards of having friends and morph yourself to their liking? Using social media for content creation or to actually communicate with people is far different from using social media for content consumption. Be very realistic and do not lie, because you'll only be lying to yourself. I use only WhatsApp and Discord for communicating with friends, while when I used Instagram and Snapchat, I would text maybe like 10% of the time, and the rest was just scrolling and wasting time. Remember that no nude model post or famous people or 10-second reels or meme post is helping you in your life, and you know it. You get so invested into these stuff, and then you start to endlessly scroll while completely bored. You know it's boring and unproductive scrolling through your For You page in whatever social media app you use, yet you cannot stop since it gives you that small little dopamine boost. And think about it from a third point of view, like fully visualize someone recording you going through your day, and all they're recording is you laying on your bed and scrolling through like a zombie. It sounds boring, doesn't it? You have been so conditioned into your scrolling that it is your only way to get a little bit of that dopamine. One more scroll, one more tiny boost, and with each scroll that tiny level will keep decreasing and decreasing until scrolling is not even enjoyable anymore. The other thing I realized is how social media damages the perception of reality. Everyone is trying to display a version of themselves that they are not, showcase a version of themselves that make them more likable and fit societal standards. Look at any pictures. There is a high chance that you will have filters or color correction and other stuff that makes the person look better. The better they look, the more validation from society they receive. But what often happens is people will take it too far to make themselves look better. And the thing is, these people will even try to hide these changes because they know they shouldn't be doing this. But it's for the more clicks and views and likes and followers that they will be missing if they do not. I mean, no look further than your models and bodybuilders who claim to be all natural when in reality they look super jacked with steroids as if they look like Greek gods who were just born naturally. That body is not natural, and they're promoting a false image so you can get caught into the business of workouts, supplements, meaning more money for them and a false hope for you. Be aware of what is real and what is not. I think it truly hit me how bad social media is when I started caring more about what other people were doing with their lives rather than what I was doing with my own. You know there is a problem when you literally open your phone, go to your social media page of your choice, and start going through the stories, or start scrolling through your following page. You are there every day or every hour, constantly waiting for them to post something, and when they do, you eagerly consume it. But like, dial back for a moment and think. You are there watching other people living their lives and doing the things that they wanted to do and posting them online, while you are just imagining and visualizing yourself experiencing the same situations and feelings. But which one sounds better? You watching other people living their lives and experience what you wanted to experience, or you yourself experiencing those exact situations and feelings? I think we all know what the correct answer is. We get so caught up with other people's lives that we forget to live a life of our own. You want to eat at the same restaurant your friend went, right? You want to visit this place that your favorite celebrity went, right? Then why are you not doing it yourself instead of trying to live vicariously through stories and posts? Start caring more about your own life rather than other people's lives. After all, they have experienced what they have wanted already. Have you? Social media is a fuel to addiction like prawn. This is not anything new, and it has been for many years. You go on your Instagram Explore page and there we go, we already have a model with her bottoms out. You go on TikTok and as you scroll you will see a woman shaking her buns, or making suggestive videos, or going into unnatural position, or doing any other stuff to get the men viewers' attention. This is the same even for women. Shirtless men doing poses to enunciate their bulge, or making the thirst trap videos where you're watching from the woman's point of view. No matter where or who, innuendos are present everywhere. These are like the baits. What happens when you stop and actually watch? You feel excited or intrigued. You go to their profile to check them out and then start scrolling even more through their page. You're suggested, it then provides you with even more similar sexualized content, and you are there like a zombie just going through it. This leads you getting even more curious, so you just keep going deep and deep into this rabbit hole. You think a peek will not hurt, so you decide to look stuff up without realizing where your hand is. Like, come on, this is so formulaic, and you know what happens at the very end very well, because this is not your first time. We humans are stupid, and anything that can catch our eyes in seconds, we will grab onto it. We see those melons juggling and boom, dopamine spikes up and we want to see even more and more. It is like a craving, and our stupid brain sinks into this craving, even if it knows it is bad for you. And once we have taken that glance, it is very hard to stop that cycle. Social media has become a validation tool. It has become a fight for clicks and views and followers. But not only that, it is also a means to feel more included into societal standards. Otherwise, you'll be considered an outcast. I remember when I was younger and I did not have social media like Instagram or Snapchat, and people would give me this weird look as if I was a weirdo for not having either one of those apps. I, of course, didn't want to feel excluded, so I decided to install them and feel more normal. I didn't get them because I needed them. I only got them because everyone else had them, and I didn't want to be the one to stand out. And then comes in the amount of followers nonsense. So there was this stigma when I was 16 where people would be put in these sort of classes depending on how many followers they had. So if you had more than 500, then you were quite popular. If you had more than 1,000, you would be basically put into this pedestal. If you had 10,000, suddenly you're an influencer and you see anyone with less followers as beneath you. On the other hand, if you have less than 100, then you'd be considered alone and a weirdo. If you have more karma points than someone else in Reddit, then your opinion is deemed as more valid. Like what? A point system determines how you are seen in society's eyes? Repeat this process for every single social media you know, and you will see a pattern. The more points you have, the more validation you receive, and that can be detrimental because your ego starts to get inflated and you feel more powerful. But just because you have a couple of more followers than someone else doesn't mean you have more rights than the other person. You're not better than anyone, and remember that. You and that person are 99% the same. Couple of pixels on a screen are not your metric to start thinking that you are better. There are millions of other reasons why social media consumption is bad for us. These have been especially developed to make you stay longer and consume more and more content without exerting any effort. This is why it is so easy to get trapped into this. So how do we start consuming less and regaining control of ourselves? We reverse engineer how we consume. We learn the tactics used to trap us and we go back in steps. And this video will tell you exactly how to stop.